Hello and welcome to Create the Flow. I'm Monica Freeman, host and founder of Monica Freeman Studios and Unewell. I am here to guide you in aligning with your soul's purpose, trusting your inner voice, and building a life that you truly love. You were born with a purpose, and your intuition already knows the way. Hello, my love. Welcome to the show. This episode is going to be really good. So, if you don't already and you are sitting down, grab a pen and paper or a laptop or your phone, get that notes app open, and let's dive into the kind of content that you need to post to actually get those conversions. A lot of time we waste time and energy creating just to create, just to be consistent. But consistency alone is never going to grow your business. There is a part of having the right content marketing strategy for the right season of your business that is important. And then that's when the consistency really helps you elevate your business and build that foundation to build sustainability. I'm all about sustainability here on this channel and this podcast because I experienced my own dark night of the soul. So for me to try to build something that isn't going to love me the way that I love it, but also something that feels like a job, that is never going to be sustainable. I want to help you find a way to organically build something that feels like a return on your investment every single day, that is making you money so that you can have a work-life balance. Because everything is not about work. And that's why knowing what to post, when to post, and how to show up for your audience is so important and so relevant to every single person in every chapter of your business. So, the very first thing is knowing exactly what to post. When you have an offer, whether that be a product or a service, the solution that you solve is exactly what you are speaking to. But it's not as vague as having, let's say, a 10 module program with 40 different lessons and speaking to every single one of those pillars. That would completely confuse your audience because even though your audience is intelligent, we are consumed with people on social media. We are scrolling and looking at so many people and comparing people and trying to find solutions to all of our problems that we are not engaged with 100 different focuses. We are literally looking for the simplest way to do something. So if you take the main thing, let's say maybe it's module 2, lesson 4. If you take the one lesson that really sums up the accumulation of every single thing that your course is about, and you speak directly to that. Now, that does not mean that there are not content pillars that you speak to outside of that. For instance, I'm a brand strategist and I teach you how to build a holistic legacy with ease, something that's sustainable, that loves you. But I teach that through various ways. I teach you through human design because everything is about your specific energy type. I teach you through the specific strategy that is right for your business. And I teach you through nervous system regulation because in order to sustain the scalability, the amount that you want to hold, you have to have a regulated nervous system. So there are different lenses in which I teach you how to scale a foundational business, how to build generational wealth, how to convert your content into sales. And I teach it through different angles that all speak to the same thing, which is how to make money and build sustainability. So when you are thinking about what you serve your audience, whether that be a product or a service, really think about the main transformation, whatever that through line is that you offer your audience. That is your unique value proposition. A lot of people are business strategists. There are a lot of people teaching you how to create content that converts, but they're not teaching you through the lens of human design, where they actually teach you about your energy type, what you are actually meant to do in this lifetime, and how you perform best in business, how you will not burn yourself out, how you can maintain that stamina and show up consistently, and what kind of business is right for you. They're not teaching you about understanding your specific offering and how to break that down into a strategy that is aligned with you energetically, that is aligned with you mentally, that is completely scalable for you. And they're not teaching you how to regulate your nervous system, how to even understand the limiting beliefs that sometimes self-sabotage you. So when you pull back the curtain in my business, I'm helping you build a legacy through different avenues. So what is your unique value proposition? Mine is all about ecosystems and building things that stand the test of time. What do you do that takes your offer when you zoom out and make it different from other people's? So when people are working with you, let's say one on one or in one of your programs or taking your products or your services or doing whatever your offering is, what is the feeling that they get, the transformation that they get? What is the experience that they have? What do they learn about themselves? All of that is really important when you want to build content because that's how you stand apart in a saturated market. Not only is creating content about standing out, but it's being uniquely you and not shape shifting. It's really, really easy when we get tired and exhausted and burnt out and confused to see somebody over here and think, oh, well, they have it easy because they've got all these followers or they're selling this or they're doing that. And us to go, oh, wait, ding, 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 let me do that. That does not work. We are not all meant to do the same thing. So when we try to piggyback on somebody's blueprint that's working for them, that might be misaligned with us. So it's not sustainable and it's not going to work for us. So once you figure out what your tagline is, whatever that through line is, and you really speak to one specific transformation through different pillars, like I shared with you, I've got my 3 pillars, then you start to really double down on what your audience needs. Then you start to position yourself in the market as the authority. And you do this simultaneously by creating growth content, which is that viral content, and nurture content. Your nurture content is really important because you obviously want to build that trust. You really want to show up for your audience, the people that are warm and primed and ready to buy from you, or the people who have followed you and supported you, and you want to explore more ways to basically get them into your funnel and help them get their transformation, whatever that dream is that they have. But when you're thinking about growth content, it's even more important that you streamline this tagline and you really have this overarching theme that you funnel these 3 pillars through, because even though you can shift them quarterly so you can find 3 different pillars to speak to in your business because they all funnel underneath that overarching theme. You can position them at different times, but you want to be consistent for a good 60 to 90, maybe 120 days, so that when you are trying to build that growth content, you are speaking the same thing repeatedly over and over and over, and you're putting out content for new eyes to bring visibility to your brand. And this is also a great time to experiment if you're on Instagram with trial reels, or if you're doing YouTube, maybe do like beta thumbnails and see if this one's working better than that one. Like, really get the metrics by studying the analytics. Like, go in and study your data and see what is performing. Like, what are people actually sharing? What are they saving? What are they DMing? What are they asking? All of this is important to get your content to convert. A lot of times we sit back and we just assume that we know what our audience wants to hear. We assume that we have the answer to whatever we think the problem is. So we just start putting out more and more and more. Like I said, we are consistent, but we're not consistent with the right message. And when you're not consistent with the right message, you're never going to convert. And unfortunately, it does require a level of strategy and being methodical and actually going behind the scenes and doing the work, whether that is scripting things, whether that is being strategic in the exact positioning of your brand and the way that you are speaking about each one of these pillars and every single piece of content that you're creating. There is a way to get things to convert, but nothing happens overnight. And if right now you don't have a very engaged audience or a warm audience at all, this takes time. And it's in this time where you have to look at this as an experiment of you showing up consistently with one specific message every single day and trying out, like I said, different thumbnails, different hooks, different trial reels, showing up with different content to see where your audience is really becoming hooked, what they actually want, and then double down on that. And even though it sounds easy, because it sounds easy to go into your service or your offer, whatever your program is, your product is, and to be like, okay, these are the 3 things that I want to share for the next 6 months or 3 months, however long it is for you. This is what I want to focus on, double down on, and try to get my audience to recognize me for. We have such a little short attention span, just like our consumer, that we are out there looking at what everybody else is doing and we're comparing ourselves. Like I said, we are shape shifting. We're trying to fit into somebody else's box instead of staying in our own lane. And that is the biggest thing that I see people doing wrong in their content marketing strategy. They're posting valuable content, but to the wrong audience. They're showing up consistently, but without the right messaging. Without knowing all of these different things, your content's never gonna land with the person that it's meant for. So when you can, like I said, zoom out, look at everything in a simplified manner where you choose, just go into your services. Today, I want to focus on selling social media management or website design or teaching you how to use AI to build a scalable business. Or maybe you are a brand designer, or maybe you teach people how to convert, like I do, content into sales. Whatever your business looks like, maybe you're in wellness and you teach people how to lose weight. Whatever it is, zoom out, look at the major thing that you want to help people with. So you would want to do this strategically in a way that it actually speaks to the client's needs from the positioning that actually is resonating with them right now. We don't always know that we need all the things. Every single thing that you have, like all of the modules, all of the lessons in your course, or all of the services that you offer, we don't always know that we need. In our mind, we think it's one thing that we need until you have educated us and brought us into your space and trained us to know, wait, that's not actually what I need. I need this other thing, or I need this and that. So it's your job to help somebody who is absolutely confused simplify it by letting them know what they need and how they can get that thing. We want a quick transformation. Nobody wants to know that you've got 40 different lessons and 10 modules and that they're going to be taking a program for the next 6 months before they get a transition. They want fast results. We are living in a time of impatience, of quick dopamine hits, of wanting instant gratification. So the more you simplify things, the more you speak to just that low level. Honestly, it is that low level problem that they have. Stop speaking over their head. Speak to them from the place that you were at when you learned that thing. That's going to shift everything for you. I hope this helped you. I know this was a very short episode, but don't complicate your content process. It really doesn't have to be overcomplicated. Even though the landscape of content in 2026 has shifted and there is a lot of noise out there and there is a lot of AI now and there are a lot of people in your probably same niche, that doesn't mean that you don't still have a unique, authentic identity and a voice and something that your dream client wants from you specifically. So show up with confidence, be truly authentically you, and share the value that you offer through different lenses. I love you so much, and I will see you on the next one.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. If you'd like more information, you can follow along on Instagram at Create the Flow Podcast or find me personally at Monica Freeman. And if you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to leave a review and share it with a friend.